Hello and good afternoon, everyone. My name is Emma, and I'm very lucky to be here to be your teacher today. Thank you for having me. I'm from Australia originally, but right now I'm living in central Vietnam, and I think this is a wonderful place to be. So today's topic, everyone, is tips for enhancing problem-solving skills. Tips for enhancing problem-solving skills. And to begin the class and get the ball rolling today, I'd like you to introduce yourself, and then in 30 seconds make one sentence with the word problem. Problem. Bien, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, teachers, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Bien, and I live in Hanoi. And my second is I got many problems with my essays, so I have to work hard to finish it.
Great.
Could you hear me?
Yeah, one moment.
Yeah. Yes, I got my example is my sentence is I got many problems with my pronunciation, so I have to work hard to solve it.
Yeah, great, well done. I would say I've got, or I have.
Yes, I got.
Yeah, great. Well done. Thanks, Bien. Welcome to today's class. And Luan.
Good afternoon, teacher, and good afternoon, everybody. My name is Luan. I'm living and working in Vũng Tàu. And now is my sentence. I have a problem of saving money.
I have a problem of saving money. Great. Thanks, Luan. Welcome to our class today. And Ang. Good afternoon.
Hi, good afternoon, teachers, and good afternoon, everyone. Nice to meet you. My name is Quỳnh Anh, and I come from Hà Nội. And my sentence is, my problem is managing my time because I always lost the deadline.
Great. My problem is managing time because I always lose the deadline. I would say miss. I always miss the deadline. Great. Well done, guys. I can see we're going to have a great lesson today. So the other three, we have Luan and Hoa and Long, just listening. So I hope you guys all enjoy listening to our class. Okay, to begin with, we have a quote here by Mr. Albert Einstein. And the quote is, if I had an hour to solve a problem, I'd spend 55 minutes thinking about the problem and 5 minutes thinking about solution. What I'd like to know is, what do you think about this statement? What is your opinion about Albert Einstein's quote? Ian, what do you think?
I think I agree with this statement. Because when we want to solve a problem, solve an issues, we have to know exactly the reason why the problem happens, and the good way to find out the problem that we have to think very carefully about the problem, about the issues, and we have concentrate our brain, concentrate our time to define the issues. And when we can define the issues, we can find the solution to solve it. If we could not could not know the problem, we cannot have the good solution for it, and
Right.
yes, and it will waste our time. That's my opinion.
Well done. Yeah, I think you summed that up very well. Great work. Thanks, Ian. And Luan, what is your opinion about Albert Einstein's statement?
For me, Mr. Albert Einstein is a smart and intelligent man. And he can settle the matter he can find out the solution in 5 minutes. But for me, I have to spend half time for thinking about the problem and half time to find out the solution to settle it.
Okay. Great.
Because for me, when I face with any problem, of course I have to think about the reason why it happened, what make it happen, and then I should think a lot about the solution, how to settle it, how to make it not become worse.
Yeah, because there may be many solutions, right? So you need to carefully consider the solution. Well done, Luan. Great work. And Ang, what is your opinion?
In my opinion, I think this quote is correct for everyone, because as you know, if we have a problem, we always blame them on others rather than taking the responsibility or thinking about the causes. And if, in my opinion, I think thinking about the problem and find out the causes, and then think about the solutions is more important than just focus on the problem, because we take more time on blaming this for other, or take more time to just focus on the problem rather than thinking about the solution. The solution is just more important than the problem, because the problem is took place because the problem took place, and we can change the past. We just can think about the future.
Great. Wow. I'm more confused than ever now. All three of you have different opinions of how much time you should spend. And I think all of you are right in different ways. Well done. Some fantastic answers there, guys. Really great. So now we're going to have a look at some vocabulary words related to our topic of problem solving. Number 1 is evaluate. Number 2, brainstorm. Number 3, neutrally. Number 4, simplify. Number 5, generate. And number 6, alternative. I'll read those again, so listen carefully, because in a moment I would like to hear you pronounce these words. Evaluate, brainstorm, neutrally, simplify, generate, alternative. Ian, can you please read our vocabulary words?
Okay. Evaluate, brainstorm, neutrally, simplify, generate, evaluate, alternative.
Great, well done. And Luan?
Yeah. Evaluate, brainstorm, neutrally, simplify, generate, alternative.
Great, well done. Ang?
Evaluate, brainstorm, neutrally, simplify, generate, alternative.
Wonderful. So great. Now I'm going to ask you each to choose a word, help us define that word, and then make a sentence with the word. And as we have 3 students, I'll do it around twice, and we'll hear from each of you twice. Ian, could you choose your first word, please?
I will choose the second word, brainstorm.
Brainstorm.
Yes. I think it's the way we give many solutions to solve the problem.
Great. Yeah.
That is, yes.
Yeah, and brainstorming, it's to come up with many solutions to a problem, and it's quite often done as a group. Great. Can you make a sentence with the word brainstorm, please, Ian?
Our company have many issues with revenue this month, so our group decide to brainstorm to solve the problem.
Great. Wait a moment, just writing that down. Long sentence. Our company have many issues with revenue this month, so our group decided to brainstorm to solve the problem. Well done, Ian. Thank you so much. And Luan, can you choose a word to define and make a sentence with?
I choose the word number 4, simplify. Simplify is the mean make something easier to do or make something easier to understand.
Great.
And my sentence is please simplify the problem. Do not make it become complicated.
Great. Please simplify the problem. Do not make it complicated. Well done. Thanks, Luan. Ang, can you choose a word now to define and make a sentence?
I just choose the number 3. Neutrally.
Neutrally.
Neutrally means that do it objectively.
Great. Objectively, that's a great word to describe neutrally. I don't have that one on my list. Well done. I've got yes. Just back to the definition. I've got act in a way that does not take sides or favour. So I'll put not take sides or favour in there as well. And yes, your sentence.
My sentence. Did you evaluate him literally or just focus on his weakness?
They will evaluate him neutrally.
Or just focus on his weakness.
Great. They will evaluate him neutrally or just focus on his weakness. Thank you. Ian.
I will choose the first word, evaluate.
Evaluate.
Yes.
What does evaluate mean?
That means give an opinion about a person, about thing. Opinion.
Yeah, give an opinion. Yeah, wonderful. Give an opinion or think about something or someone. Wonderful. Can you make a sentence using the word evaluate?
We use many methods to evaluate newcomers.
Great.
We use many methods to evaluate the newcomers or the new staff.
Well done. We use many methods to evaluate newcomers. Well done. Thanks, Ian. And Luan.
I choose number 5, generate.
Great. Generate. And can you make a sentence, please? Oh, no, wait. Define. Can you define it, please?
Generate, I think it means to create something or produce something.
Great. Hold on.
My sentence is when I face with the difficulties, I often try to generate the solution to solve it.
Great. When I am faced with difficulties, I often try to generate solutions. Well done, Juan. And Ang, could you do the last one for us, please? Alternative.
Alternatives mean that we have more choice to pick up.
Great. More choices or options.
The choices option.
Yeah.
And
Great.
my sentence, there are many alternative solutions to pick up.
There are many alternative solutions to pick up.
Yeah.
Great. Well done. Thanks. Sorry, Anne, sometimes there's a little bit of trouble with your microphone. It can be a little bit hard to hear you. But well done, everyone. So great. Okay, so now we have some useful phrasal verbs. Useful phrasal verbs. And today those phrasal verbs are come up with. And to come up with something is to find or produce an answer or a sum of money or a thing. Come up with. To find or produce something. Find or produce. And then we have to break something down. And that is to divide something into parts in order to analyze or make it easier to do. Break something down is to divide it up. And our example today is you should break your problems down. Ian, can you please make a sentence using one of these phrasal verbs?
Okay, I will use the number 2. We should break our system down to define to find out the issues. We should break our system down to find out.
Yeah. Okay, say with just, because you're talking about something you've already done, if you did say we just break our system down, you would say broke. We just broke our system down to find out the issues, because broke is past tense of break. So we just broke,
we just
or should break.
Okay, thank you.
Great, thank you, Bien. And Juan.
My sentence is I combine two phrasal verbs. Please break down the problem and come up with a good solution to solve it.
Great. Please break down the problem and come up with a good solution to solve it. Well done. And Ang.
Yes. Then choose the come up with, and my sentence is after a long time of waiting, he finally came up with a new idea for our group.
Great. After a long time of waiting, he finally came up with a new idea for our group. Well done. And we've still got a little bit of time left because we only have 3 students. We have some extra time today. So, Bien, I'm wondering if you could make a sentence using the other one. Come up with.
Okay. The manufacturer come up with a new way to produce the product.
Great. The manager came up with a new way to produce the product. Came being past tense. Thanks, Bien. Well done. And Luan, could you make a sentence with come up with?
Come up with after brainstorming, I have come up with the good solution to solve the problem.
Great. After brainstorming, I have come up with a good solution to solve the problem. Well done. And Ang, could you make a sentence using break something down?
My sentence is I often break my salary down to spend it on different purpose.
Spend it for different.
Can you hear me, teacher?
Yeah. Spend it for different purposes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Before.
Spend it for different purposes. Thanks, Ang. Well done. Great work, everyone. So now we're going to have a look at a new structure. And the structure is to suggest something or suggest that they do something. Making a suggestion. Subject suggests that another subject do something, a verb or an infinitive verb. Suggest or suggest that. One moment, I seem to be having some technical difficulties. Oh, working again now. Okay, so the example, he suggests and define the problem clearly. And there's a whole lot of suggestions here related to our topic of problem solving that you might like to use in your structure. Ian, can you make a sentence using today's structure?
Okay. My friend suggests that we should gather together to protect our forest.
That we should
Gather. Yes.
Our product.
To protect our forest or our house.
My friend suggests that we should gather to protect our product. Great. Suggest. Sorry, I forgot the S on the end of suggest. Forgive my typing error. Thanks, Ian. Well done. And Juan.
My sentence is she suggests that I should define the causes of the problem and find the way to settle it.
Great. He suggests that I should define the causes of the problem and find a way to act on it. Well done. Ang.
I suggest that we should simplify our problem rather than making it more complicated.
Yes, suggest. We need to use suggest, a suggestion.
I suggest that.
Yeah. I suggest that you simplify your problems.
That we should simplify our problem rather than making it more complicated.
Great. I suggest that we simplify our problems rather than making them more complicated. Excellent work. Now we're going to have a conversation using the things we've learned today. And I'd like you to discuss how to enhance problem-solving skills with your partner. How to enhance problem-solving skills. And there's lots of suggestions here in the blue box. Let's begin with Bien and Luan.
Okay. Hello, this is Luan. So, what do you think about the problem-solving skills? What should we do to improve our ability to solve the problem?
For me, I see that now I'm facing with the one problem, and my problem is that how to learn English good and can speak well. So I would if you can have me the
I think
advice, yeah.
yes. I think you can.
solve
Yeah.
this problem.
Yes. Today we have. I think today we have many tools to solve the problem. I also have many issues with my pronunciation, with my abilities of speaking English. But I try to improve it day by day by access on the internet to join the online class like this, or I can access the internet in many websites. They can and I can listen to many news from the radios or from the BBC News. It's also a good way to help me to improve my abilities, my English abilities, and I think you should accept on YouTube, especially TED. I often listen to many people talk on past in YouTube, and it also helped me improve my listening skills. And yes, and when I have a problem, I often ask my friends or ask the person who have many experience. They will tell me the best way to solve my problem, and I often have two or three solutions to solve my problem, and I will try to choose the best way to solve it. If my solution is not effective, I can try another way to solve the problem, and although it spend a lot of time, but I think it's also a good way to find a way to solve the issues.
Great.
Thank you, Mr. Bien.
Thanks, guys. Seeing as we only have 3, I'd like Luan to stay with us, please, and now have a conversation with Anh.
Afternoon, everyone.
Hi, Miss Anh.
Yes. In my opinion, I think a good way to enhance our problem-solving skills are practicing more. As you know, we should practice to get better in problem-solving skills. For example, if I have a problem, firstly I think about it and break it down to know the causes, and after finding the cause, I try to come up with the solutions by myself or asking the advice from the others. And finally, I often turn my solution into the practical. And I suggest that we evaluate the result of solution after a time of applying, because maybe our solution is wrong or not appropriate with the big problem. So if it's not taken, I often think about my problem and find out the alternative. And can you understand me?
Yeah,
One?
understand.
Yeah. And in terms of your problem in learning English, do you have a problem in listening skill, right?
Yes.
And in my opinion, I also had the problem with my listening skills, but I guess one best solution that you should taking the dictation of English. For example, when you listen English or a video, you should write down the script of this video, and after that you compare your writing with the transcript, and you can find out the some errors or mistakes, And in this way, you can improve the listening more. I think it's the best solution. And my listening skill is more improved after I doing it.
I think that. And you know that I am studying English more than 10 years. But I see that my listening still very bad.
You did you
And I
detach
try
the
to listen the music in English. Try to listen and see
in
the
my
movie in English.
in my
But
opinion, you
but very slow.
I think this solution is appropriate for me, and my listening skill is better because I listen the video or the record, and after that I write down what I hear and compare with the transcript, and up and then I write down the errors or mistake and try to improve my listening.
I think when you write down the words and it helps you to remember, it's easier and longer.
And also, if you compare with the transcript, you can find out your listening errors in pronunciation, and after that, makes it better in your pronunciation.
Yeah, I think more practice it will help us to improve our listening.
Yeah. Keep going.
Great. Well done, guys. We still have a little bit of time. Luan's gone twice, so let's now hear Bien and Ang. Can you guys have a conversation? We still have just a few minutes left.
Okay. Hello, Miss Anh. Hello.
Nice to meet you.
Yes, nice to meet you. I listened the solution about the listening, about the improving the listening skill, and I also totally agree with you. The good way for us to improve our listening and writing skill is dictation. And I also, yes, and I also use this method to improve my my listening skills, and I think it's quite effective, but it's a little bit bored. I feel yes, sometimes
Yeah.
sometimes I feel I quite lazy, so sometimes I feel very bored when we just listen and write down. So I also find many ways to improve my listening skills. Such as I can such as listening, such as watching movies with subtitles in English, or listening a song with subtitle English. Yes, and when we listen and we read the subtitles English, we can easy to understand, and we easy to listen than we just listen it. Yes, and
That's also the reason why I often choose the TV program that I like to listen and take the dictations or watch the video, because if we just listen the record, it's quite broad.
yeah, and I think I have you can search on search by Google listen and writing dictation. It has a good web for you to practice the dictation skill. And I often use that web to improve my my writing skill and my listening skill. And do you have any suggestion about increasing the problem solving skills? Do you have any suggestion to improve our skill?
Solving skill.
Yes.
I have already suggested that we should practice it more.
Yes, but the way we I think practice is of course we have to practice more and more. But the way we practice is also important, because the right method will have if we have the right method, we will save our time, and we will yes, and we will improve very quickly. But if we don't have the right method, we can spend a lot of time, and even we cannot improve our abilities. So if I have a problem, I often ask the person having more experience. Yes, and but Vietnamese often they're not willing to share their experience with us. Yes, yet it's I think it's the best habit.
To better ask from your familiar, somebody just you more familiar or relative, like your parent, your brother, or
great work, guys. I'm sorry to have to cut in there, but we've run out of time now. Thank you so much, everyone. It was so good listening to you. And now let's have a look at some assessments. I've made a couple of notes of things that we need to work on. I'm going to begin with Bien. Where are you? Bien, be careful with the word many. You sound like you're saying money. So practice. We have many and money. Many, many, money. Money. Many, money. So practice that one. But all in all, look, great work on your pronunciation today. So I'm giving you 8 out of 10. And Bien, your vocabulary was excellent. The conversations you were having were just fantastic. Extremely, extremely well done on your vocabulary. Great work on your grammar as well, and an 8 out of 10 there. A little bit of room for improvement, so keep practicing. But all in all, fantastic work, Bien. Well done today. Then we have Luan, and practice your W sounds on words like would. I would like to go. You just said would. I would like. So make sure you really pronounce your W's very clearly. Would. Great work all in all though. So an 8 out of 10 there. Vocabulary 1. I would have liked to have heard a few more complicated words from you, a few more, more variety in the vocabulary. So a 7 out of 10 there. I'm sure you know the words, so make sure you use them. Try and use a bigger variety of words. So keep working on the vocabulary there. And great work in the grammar, and an 8 out of 10. Just write that down. I'd like to hear more variety. Great. Okay, yeah, and great work in the grammar. So very, very well done there. And finally, we have Ang. Ang, the most consistent performance today. Extremely well done. I'm giving you a 9 out of 10 for excellent work in your pronunciation. And a 9 out of 10 for excellent in the vocabulary as well. Your grammar, I'm also giving you a 9 out of 10. There are some very minor things that I wanted to point out to you, and that is plurals. Don't forget your S sounds on the ends of your plural. And be careful with words like bored, boring, heard, hearing. You weren't quite using the right one. I think you said sometimes it is bored when you needed to say sometimes it is boring. I am bored. It is boring. I heard. We are hearing. So just be a little bit careful on those very, very minor problems. All in all, absolutely excellent work, Aang. So well done. Well done, everybody. If anyone has any questions, now is the time to ask. And I'll just wrap up our lesson. So what we gained today is we gained some vocabulary words related to problem-solving skills. We had the phrasal verbs of come up with and to break something down. We were making suggestions. I suggest that you do this, or she suggested that we do something else. And the discussions, wonderful conversations, guys. I could have listened to you all day. Great, great work on the conversations. Before you leave, I need to remind you not just to get your homework, complete your mission, and find more in related lessons. But most of all, I'd like to say thank you for having me as your teacher. I had a great time, and I really hope to see you all in my classroom again sometime very, very soon. Thank you so much. Take care, and goodbye, everyone.